Hi everybody, it's me, Nina. Well, I was looking at some of my older videos, not watching them, but just looking at what I have fixed in the past. And I realized it's been 3 years since I have made any of my easy bread for you guys to be able to watch. And I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and I thought, I'm going to go ahead and redo that video just because of the way the prices of everything have went up. And I don't know about any of the bread that you guys eat, but Steve and I have noticed lately that when we get a loaf of bread, it's like they're skimping on the mixture or something. And it's not even hardly, I wouldn't even consider it sliced bread because it's got holes in the center. And when you go to make a sandwich, things fall out through the holes. And we have tried like 3 different kinds lately, and the only one that did not have holes in the center and did not have, like, had not been cut down on the amount was the store brand. The brand was the only one that actually filled up the toaster when you put a piece of bread in there to toast. So I told Steve we need bread, and I told him, I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and just start making it again. I just kind of go through spells where I will make our own bread, and I'll use that for a very long time. And then I think I get lazy and end up having him just pick up a loaf or whatever at the store. So I told him I'm just going to go ahead and bake my own. So I know that it will turn out better. So what I did is I had some flour that I bought at the Amish store a while ago, and I decided then, I knew I wasn't going to be baking a whole lot, that I would go ahead and put that flour in the freezer. So that's where I've kept it at, and it will just extend the life of the flour. Don't have to worry about bugs or anything getting in it, which I thank God I have never had that happen in almost 38 years of marriage. So I'm glad for that. If my light is causing a ring on my glasses or anything, I apologize. But when I came in to start this video, because of the time change and with it being winter season, it's like my kitchen is so dark with the overhead light and everything on. I've got the blinds open and everything, and it is so dark out today, so that doesn't help. So I told Steve I haven't used my ring light in a very long time, and it's been down in the basement. So he went and got it for me. I put it back together, and I thought, that way you'll at least be able to see what I'm doing today. So, okay, let's get started. Let me go ahead and tell you what the ingredients are, all right? I just jotted them down because when I get on camera, sometimes I forget things, and I want to make sure I get this right. First of all, we are going to start our oven preheating on 350 degrees, and the bread is going to take about 30 minutes or so to bake. So you're going to need, with this recipe, 2 bread loaves, and you can get that ready. We're also going to need 2/3 cup of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of yeast, and I also keep that in my freezer, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 cup of oil, 6 cups of flour, and 2 cups of warm water. So to start off, let's get our warm water, and into that water we are going to put our yeast and our sugar, because yeast will feed on sugar. We'll let that sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, I wanted to say you can also use your large blender. And after I had had my open heart surgery, I couldn't, press and knead in the bread as much as it needed done. So I started using my big mixer for that, and I've just continued to use it. It makes it a lot easier for me. So I enjoy kneading bread, but if you have arthritis and stuff, or your hands or your shoulders or even your chest muscles and stuff sometimes are not as strong the older you get, it's so much easier to use one of these. So if you want to try that along with me, that'd be great. Just put on your attachment that you use for kneading bread. All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to put warm water. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bowl first. That was 2 cups of warm water. You don't want hot water because that will actually kill the yeast. warm water will help it grow. So to that warm water, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. So there's 1 tablespoon and a half. Okay. To that, we're going to add sugar. I usually have people ask about this measuring cup because if you turn it over, it's for liquid measures, and on this side, it's for dry. So that's 2/3 cup of sugar. Going to add that to our yeast and our warm water. I'm going to give that a stir. And we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. And the yeast will kind of bubble up. Okay, as you can see, it is starting to get foamy. So we're going to put this in the mixer. To this, we're going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of salt, a 1/4 cup of oil. Okay, and then to this, we're just going to add 6 cups of flour, but we're going to do it 1 cup at a time. I'm actually going to do it 1/2 cup at a time. I'm going to go ahead and start this, but I'm going to turn off the volume and add music so that this isn't too loud for you guys. Alright, so what you want to do is fill it and see if it's sticky, which this is not. If it would be sticky, then you would add just like a tablespoon of flour. And we are going to let it sit for an hour. So I'm going to cover this up with a damp dish towel. And we'll check it in an hour. Okay, it's been sitting and it has risen. So now what we're going to do is just flour your counter a little bit. And let's dump it out. And I'm still going to knead it just a little tiny bit. But this recipe, the way that I do it, I use a rolling pin. So that way you're not, you know, like I said before, using a lot of the chest muscles. So let's get the rolling pin out. Okay, we're going to cut this in two. Flour your rolling pin a little bit. So just get you a pan, spray the sides and everything. Pop it in there. We're going to let this sit for, about another 20 minutes. I'll cover it up. I've got 2 pans. Okay, I'm going to leave them sit on the stove because the stove is really warm because the oven's ready. I do want to remind you guys, the last time that I made bread for the channel, like I said, was like 3 years ago. And in that video, I forgot to take out the top oven rack and the bread rose as it was baking, and it left like grill marks on top of the bread. So I am going to take that out while I'm thinking of it this time. I should have taken it out before I heated the oven. Set it there on the sink so that because it's hot. So. And let's give Miss Willow a bone. she'll take it over onto the rug. Did you, Santa? You want Mommy to throw it? Ready? Ready? Here, let me be the girl. I'm going to get started on the next little poncho that I'm going to be making, and I love these colors. This one's called Amber Honey. These were from Hobby Lobby. And then I got this that will go with it, and the turquoise. This one is Sun Gold. So I think they're going to match that very, very nicely.
I told Nina the one thing about this homemade bread, though. I put some butter on a piece just now and ate it. I said, I gotta watch myself because with it still being warm, I could put butter on it and eat the whole loaf at one time. And
So yummy.
I don't think that's good for me.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that's what we're having for our dinner tonight. Everyone have a great night. God bless you all. Keep coming back. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.